Hi, everyone. Welcome to Chair Yoga and Meditation. Today we have a special treat in our meditation time, and that is the practice of Yoga Nidra. So if you need to get special props available to you, please round those up so you'll be extra comfortable when it comes time. And I do set aside a little more time from our regular asana practice. So if you're thinking, wait a minute, she's stopping quick, sooner than usual, that's intentional. That's just so we have more time to set up and experience Yoga Nidra. It's a guided meditation. So, okay, let's find our way into the chair, front part of the chair as usual. We're not leaning into the backrest. We're going to use the block as we so often do between our thighs so we can engage our legs and properly place our legs in relation to the hip. So that's my reason that I so favor the 4-inch block, a little wider block than some of the others out there. This is a much better choice if you're looking for advice. A 4-inch block would be my recommendation. All right, so we are finding our way into this transitional time. So your, duty, your invitation, much better word, your invitation is to start to make that transition within yourself. So you're making sure you're tuned out of the environment with you. If you live with somebody or there's activity in the household and you set aside this time, you're kind of not available for that so that you can be fully available to this present moment. That's one of yoga's greatest teachings is, to stay tuned in to the moment at hand time after time after time. It takes a practice. So sit up tall so you feel like you're using good posture. In your way of thinking, this is good posture for you. Sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through the spine. Now, what I really want to encourage, again, I have to go by what I observe oftentimes when I'm with people, face to face in a live interaction, that there's not a lot of adjustment. I'll ask for a sitting up taller, and they kind of people will stick with their habit, that their shoulders round forward. They're just kind of happy with that. That feels normal. It just feels normal. So they don't even really get it that there's an adjustment to be made. So I just want you to get real honest with yourself about the habit that you might have and encourage an adjustment of some sort. So you feel that you're backing into a wall, getting your shoulder blades against the wall and the back of the head into that imaginary wall as well. So for most of us, that takes an adjustment. Most of us don't carry ourselves that way day to day. So for most of us, that means you got to do something different right now. You got to hold yourself differently. Now press your feet to the floor so that you can feel the engagement of your legs. They're not just sitting, hanging there, being there, waiting for duty. They are now fully engaged, but it doesn't have to be, on high. If we're going to use that metaphor of turning the dial onto a stove or something like that, it's not on high. It's on about a medium low so that you're engaged enough that you can feel that your legs are being utilized and a part of your experience here, a part of the full body experience as we begin our process. Take some deeper breaths, maybe noisy breaths, something big, so that you can really notice it, become aware of your breath, the sound of it, the feel of it now. All the while maintaining the good posture that you've created and the engagement of the legs. Squeezing that block just enough to hold it there does provide that engagement. So just kind of adding that to the mix here, that holding the block there enough that it stays put is engaging, but I'm asking you to kind of double up by pressing your feet to the floor as well. All right, so we need a breath practice. We need something that's going to bring us into this space with a little more intentionality. And I like that Nadi Shodhana, which is the alternate nostril breathing. So follow my lead. I'm going to encourage us all to do this without the use of our hands, no plugging the nostrils. I switch it up all the time, so hopefully that's not too confusing. Today, let's try doing it without the use of our hands to plug the nostrils And we're just going to intend it, do our best to imagine that this is how you are, in fact, breathing. Okay, so trust that this is going to work. It's good enough. It might not be perfect, but it's a great way to just focus your intention and your imagination now on this particular kind of breath practice. So your awareness is going to start exhaling out the left nostril. Exhale left. Inhale right side. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale left. One more. Inhale right. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale left. Take a big breath in through both nostrils. Let that come out of your mouth gently. Inhale both nostrils out of the mouth completely. I want you to count now. We're going to stick with this breath awareness. Count how long it takes you to take a full breath in and how long it takes you to exhale. Count both in and out. It's just a discipline. You're going to count, kind of measuring your breath. Now I want you to deliberately now find your inhale and its count and deliberately exhale longer, even if it's only one count longer. Let's work on exhaling longer. It really slows down the exhale, I'll bet. Keep counting though. Just give yourself that chore. You're going to just keep the numbers going so your mind starts to quiet and quiet and quiet and really joins you in the awareness of this moment. It's helping your mind to commit by just simply counting the breath, inhaling and a longer exhale. Good. All right. Let your breath return to something that feels fairly normal. And the key is that you're going to really try to pay attention to it. Let's start with some simple things like doing some shoulder rolls. Remember, where you put your hands will make a difference. So hands on the lap makes it a little easier to roll your shoulders because you don't have the whole weight of your arm to deal with. But if you want the whole weight of your arm, to have a little more going on with that shoulder roll, arms are alongside your body, alongside the frame of the chair. Stay with the same direction. Keep repeating that and let your head move as your head needs to. So if you find as you start doing this shoulder roll, all of a sudden you're turning your head and looking over here and looking over there, don't try to squelch that. Just follow the lead of what your head seems to want to do. Give it lots of breath. Give it lots of breath now. I know I said let's go back to sort of a normal breathing rhythm, but I'll bet you once we start this, you need a little stronger, fuller breath. When we change the direction of the shoulder roll, we're going to do that one shoulder at a time. So we're changing the direction of the shoulder. Instead of drawing our shoulder blades toward the midline, we're spreading them apart. That's what this does. With the shoulder roll coming forward, that spreads the shoulders apart a little bit, the shoulder blades. And the whole effort is about getting the stickiness of the shoulder blades, eliminated, trying to loosen that up so you can move freely through your shoulder blades. Good. Okay, let's just come back to an upright position now with the arms extended with no bend in the elbow. Hold your hands in some way that is intentional for you. You know how you're holding your hands. You chose it. Inhale looks like that. Exhale, we're going to make a fist where the palms are actually facing up, and we do a bicep curl. So it's lifting straight arms up, palms are open. Flip your hands so you can feel the difference there. So there's some movement. And try to treat this as a vinyasa, inhaling and exhaling. In other words, connecting your breath to the movement. Full extension. When you lift those arms up, it's like you're really trying to stretch the whole body, full body stretch. Meet me in the bicep curl. Now, dropping down alongside the frame of the chair. Inhale all the way up. Exhale into that bicep curl. Down and get the inhale in. Exhale. So you're kind of getting two movements with both the inhale and the exhale. You're definitely getting two movements. Inhale up. Exhale this and this. Inhale all the way up. Exhale this and this. Last time, we're going to meet with the arms alongside the frame of the chair. Keep pulling back now so you can feel the arch of your back showing up. You're pulling back. I'm saying touch the chair. So you're not just spreading your arms back there like wings. You're getting them really close enough that you're touching your chair in some way with your fingertips, arching through the back body. Keep your head level so you feel like you're kind of neutral with the way you're holding your head. But what you're really feeling now is a lot of movement in the shoulder blades and, of course, that arch of the back. Now, tilt like crazy. Get your tailbone to flap up so you can feel the pelvis. Yeah, the pelvis is in a tilted position. That really exaggerates this arched back of the cow pose. Breathing both in and out right now. Let's set it up. Hands just come to where your knees are, not holding on to the kneecaps necessarily, just right there on top, so that your shoulders stay in line with your hips, so you're not bringing yourself forward. Now start with the pelvis. Start tucking, tuck, 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 so the tail is sweeping under you, tucking the tail, squeezing the block, rounding through the whole back body. So the low back is where we feel it first, and you're trying to create a dome of the whole back body. Dropping your head down, shoulders rolling down is very secondary. See what you can do for the rest of the spine. Trust the shoulders and the way you're carrying your head is going to manage itself just fine. We got enough practice with that. Squeeze the block, because remember, we work hard on this exhale, don't we? We squeeze the block and we try to remember to use the perineum. The strength and toning of the perineum is something we've woven into this practice. I think we've got them both. Now, this is where we go back to the vinyasa. Big inhale, you know all of the particulars. Exhale, tuck and squeeze. Take your full exhale, you need it. So remember, you're not trying to keep pace with me. You're right there on your chair, measuring this for yourself. And don't shortchange the work of the perineum. Do not shortchange that. That's probably the most important thing that we're doing right now. You need a full breath, don't you? A full breath in, definitely a full breath out. Do two more where you've done both of the poses twice. And come back to your neutral position. I'm going to ask you to lose the block for now and cross your legs. The top leg, and you're centered. You're pretty centered here. Just a bind, as I call this, binding the body a little bit so your lower body is bound together, so it kind of really stabilizes that for a gentle twist. So the top leg tells you which direction to turn your upper body. You can use body parts, you can use the chair to support this. So remember, it's kind of an action of the waistline turning. Pelvis isn't turning, the legs are staying put. So this, you really feel it. The first part of your body that seems engaged is the waistline, but then you surely feel it in the shoulder carriage. So keep working on it. Stay with this first twist. Look for the green lights. The body will stop itself when it's like, oh, wait, that's as far as I can go. That's just natural, and we honor that. But boy, the way we work in yoga is that we come to a place of realizing the breath will start to introduce possibilities, and a green light shows up, and we can deepen it. Go back to the awareness of the fullness of the inhale and the fullness of your exhale. Pay attention to how you're holding your head, so you're taking good care of the weight of your head. You're managing it. Good. Keep your body in the twist, but turn your head out of the twist so you're looking forward again. Take a moment now to balance in your pelvis. Just see if you can feel if there's any, shifting around, shimming around that you need to do so that you feel balance left to right in the pelvis. Beautiful. And then we're going to get our arms and shoulders to come around, and we might want to reset the body and simply now recross legs so the other leg is on top. It's all centered and we're bound together to keep the lower body nice and stable. Gentle twist the other direction, side 2. Now might be different, so be alert to the fact that you're going to set it up by way of feeling your way in, not just some step 1, step 2, step 3 thing, but feeling your way in, because it's new side, new, sensations, new needs over here. So you honor that initial stop sign, but you're alert to a green light. See if it shows up. We keep deepening the breath just for more sensation, more awareness. A deeper breath invites that. Keep your body in the twist. Let's turn our head out of it. Balance in the pelvis again, just being aware. It's just subtle. It's just a subtle awareness. And then we unwrap everything so shoulders are back into a neutral position. Let's try a little figure 4 here. So I want you to just kind of pulling in so that you're bending your knee a little more. So I'm just pulling in my foot and my ankle toward the crease. It's just some initial warming up, sort of getting used to it. And then once you feel like, okay, I guess I'm kind of okay, then definitely add the massaging. And you know how the elbows and forearms can help you. So remember, utilize that. I hope it just shows up naturally for you, those kinds of things. Now, let's remember our good posture. We're holding on to the shin, our elbows are in toward our body, and we're coming back to a place where we're using good posture, just like we started with. That imaginary wall, even, you're aware of that. So when you come forward, chest bone forward, you're still holding on to the posture. It's just this forward movement. You're not going to round your shoulders and let your head plunge forward. You're going to use good posture, even if it means the forward movement is so incidental. It feels like it's not a big deal. Take what you got. Take exactly the movement that's available to you, because this is your body. This is what you have available as a range of movement. It's plenty good enough. Find your way through your breath. You're just allowing the breath to help you. And so it doesn't have to be this go forward, come back, go. Maybe you sort of pause and feel it, and then you come back and resituate. All of that is great. You're just creating it as you go. The idea is we're trying to utilize our good posture as we explore. Beautiful. All right, come back upright, and then we're going to take that leg and step it off to the side. So you probably have to scoot yourself over to the edge of your chair a little bit. So you have the legs in similar position, right angle, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. That's how I wrote it on my board, 90, 90. So you're still, but we're going to play with the way we're facing. This time we're going to play with it a little bit. Face front like you started. So face the front leg, that was where we started, and we're going to have this leg in its 90-degree angle over here. Take that matching elbow and forearm to lean down, turning your head so your ear is kind of facing where your elbow and forearm are. And then we're going to slip this arm right past our ear. So you can feel how there's a lot of expansion on this side of the body, and there's more or less contraction on the other side of the body. So let the contracted side support the extension or expanded side. Now, what I want you to do, just like really trying to get in there with this awareness, is you got ribs. There's space between the ribs. There's muscles in there, intercostal muscles. So I want you to breathe in a way and acknowledge that you're trying to expand into that space between the ribs. Good job. Let that top arm maybe help you come all the way up and around. And now we're going to orient ourselves to the other leg. So turn. You're no longer facing the screen and you're fine. You're going to make sure your foot is placed in a way, that it feels natural and you can do it to face this way now. And guess what? We're going to do the same thing. Just change the elbow and forearm. Turn your head. This time I want you to take your hand behind your back instead of a right past your ear. Wrap it around first. Pull that shoulder back. And then when you feel that adjustment, now let's slip that arm right up and past the ear and use those intercostals to stretch. Full breath in and out. Keep breathing into those intercostals. That top arm kind of helps carry you up and out of it. Now, can you find your block for me? Find your block. And right in the middle we are. So we're kind of, I've got, the chair is right there, and that's kind of where I'm lining up with right here. You know what I want you to do here is lift yourself off the chair and sit back down. Hands stay on the block. Your gaze is down. You don't need to look out at me. You're just lifting yourself off the chair and making your way back to it. Find the rhythm of your breath return. Notice the breath. Just a couple more. Lifting and sitting. Hands come back to the thighs. Let's make our way up. Take a moment. I don't know about you, but I could feel the inversion. And just as you do that, as you start to feel your adjustment showing up, we're making our way back to center. We started with figure 4, so let's do it on this side too. So you start by just kind of bringing that in. So your heel is drawing in toward the crease of your leg, and that knee is bent like crazy. So start there. Making sure that standing leg is well positioned, that you're mindful of that. Then we're going to add the massaging. Remember that elbow and forearm can kind of help with this. Make sure you're all caught up with your breath and use good posture now. Elbows in towards your waist, hands holding on to the shin. Good posture brings you forward and back. Remember, we're not going for any kind of race here, trying to get first place and have how far forward we can go. We are entirely reliant on the body language. What's allowed here? What is our body's range of motion include for us today? And that's where we are. Don't force anything. Smooth out your breath. Remember, this foot is best if it's either spread toes or flexed in some way, protects the knee. So this is creative time. It's not anything you got to do in any sort of rigid way. You're exploring the sensation. Okay. Now we're going to come into that 90-90. So you're going to step that foot away and kind of bring yourself to the other side of your chair, just shimmying over a little bit. And orient yourself to the front leg. Start here. So shoulders are squared with your hips, you know, the whole deal. And we're going to take that side angle, it's called. 90-90, that's the legs. Let's start with this. Wrap that arm behind you so you can pull that shoulder back a little bit. It's better. Holding your head just so. Slip that arm right past your ear and your head. So it's a full extension of that arm, no bend in the elbow. Let's deepen the breath here. Now, here's just a little something I didn't think of on the first go around, but I could feel it on this one is, you know, you might have a tendency to be leaning forward a little bit. So try to counter that by actually leaning back a little bit. I'll bet that'll actually neutralize how you are. So don't let yourself fold forward and then even maybe pull yourself back a little bit. And remember, we're working on those intercostals, the muscles that are between your ribs. So breathe into that. Let that top arm carry you all the way up and out. Now we're orienting ourselves to the other way. So turning as best you can. So now you're facing the side leg. And then we switch so that our arm comes to that into that thigh. And let's wrap that back arm just to pull the shoulder back. Get ourselves in good posture. Slip it past your ear. Straight arm. Mitten hand. Breathe deep into the intercostals. Deepen that breath. Remember that tip of maybe you have to pull back a little bit so you're not letting yourself fold forward. That's not the posture. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for spaciousness here. Let's deepen the breath one more time. Good. And then let's let the top arm kind of carry us up and out of there. Here's where we find our block. So we've got the block on its high side. It's right in the middle now, kind of lines up with my chair leg. I'll bet you can see that on yours. So it's lifting up and sitting back down. So where the block is, you know, you get to mess with that. Where does it feel right for you? Where's it giving you some sense of grounding and stability as you just move from seated to getting up? You can just imagine what's going on in the body and how you're strengthening this, not only the wider range of movement through your hips and that external rotation, which we don't get much of, but also strengthening your thighs and the buttocks. Good. Let's meet with a seat. So we've got ourselves back upright. And let's come back to center. Reset the body. So anything your body seems to need, here's a good time to do it. Okay, I want to use the block to guide our legs. I'm going to say the thighs. So you remember chair pose? Chair pose is a pose where we're going to get ourselves out of the chair. I know what I'll do. I'll turn, but you don't need to do it. It'll just remind you. We're going to get ourselves out of the chair and hover above the chair seat. Hands are on the thighs. You're kind of pulling your bottom back so there's no pressure or a lot less pressure in your knees. So see if you can practice that. I'm going to come back to center, but that you get the idea. You hover in that squatty position and you're pulling your bottom toward the chair back so that it pulls body weight out of your knees. Now, take a time out here with me. If when you do that, you never find a place where your knees don't hurt. They just hurt. It doesn't seem to work that way for you. Well, you know what? You're going to skip this part. You're going to wait, do the parts you can do, but this part, you're not going to do. I don't want you to fuss around to try to make it work. If you can't pull your body weight out of your knees and so it feels good to you, don't do it. All right, finding that chair squat if that's available to you. And then hands come to the prayer position. Let's try that again. Sit back down. Chair. So we kind of come up and hover, hands at the prayer position. And down. Okay, I know it's getting boring, but it's getting better. Let's try it again. Prayer position, twist now. Elbow toward one side, touching your knee or thigh, mostly thigh. Come back to center. See how it gets tougher? And we go to the other side. Elbow to the knee or thigh. Turning, hands stay in the prayer position. Back to center. Here we go. All the way up. Wait. Full breath in and out. Now, if you need to get your arms alongside your body because this is just too much effort for you, that's a modification you just automatically do. You don't need authority here. You're just trusting your body. Let's see if we can sync up our breath now. Inhale now. Exhale as we bow at the heart. Inhale back up. Exhale, take a big sweeping action all the way down and around. All right, let's lose the block for now. I'm guessing I won't need it. Maybe I'm wrong. I want you to hop. So if you can hop in a way that you lose, you got both feet that pop up off the floor, great. If you need to keep your toes and the balls of your feet down, and it's really more or less that you let your heels come up and you thud, that's all good, however you want. Shake it out like you're just trying to release anything that needs to be released. We don't even have to name it, and we're shaking it out. Good. All right. I've got my feet a little more than hips distance apart, straight, and I want you to just start swimming, but don't dive. So just this kind of the swimming action. Let's give a soft bend to the knee. You don't want to have locked legs here. And then invite a turn of your body as your arm is doing its stroke. You're sort of following in a way that sort of turns yourself. Okay, we're going to change the direction of the movement of the arm. So now it's a backstroke. Remember, soft bend to the knee. Excellent. All right, again, just sort of shake that out. We'll do a little tapping. You could sit down if you need to. We can do a standing up. Tapping, we're going to start by tapping on the cheekbones. So you're right under your eyes. So some thuds, taps. Thump, I guess is the word I was trying to say. Thumping. And then we're going to the collarbone. Just thumping. And then in the center, probably just one hand there, just kind of at the very top of your sternum. And then underneath your armpits. I bet you are on to me about what this is about. It's all the energy contacts, like acupuncture. Okay, back here again. Cheekbones. Collarbone, thump. Top of the sternum, just one hand will do it. If you can remember, I'm not sure I could, can you twist, when you bring your arms into that hugging position, is there a chance you could switch which arm is on top? All right, let's take a little wider stance, heels in, toes out. And so we can squat like that. Again, if this hurts your knees, you know what? If it hurts your knees, you could do it right here. So you don't even have to do the squatting. But we're going to bring our arms into this goddess position. So that means the elbows are at the height of the armpits, and stretch your hands so they're open wide and try to squat. Again, what I like to do is imagine I'm going to sit in the chair. That's how I'm lowering myself and then coming back up. Good posture would be helpful. We're going to hold it now. Squat and hold. Hold. Keep breathing. Push your hands out like you're trying to push against the walls on either side. Excellent. Hands come to the thighs. Now just straighten your legs and let your hands just glide down your legs. So you have your legs in a more wider angle as you come into your full forward fold. Eyes wide open. You're looking down under the chair. See if you can now reverse that. Start to bend the knees. Start to glide your hands so they're back on your thighs. You're back up into your goddess. Awesome. Palms come together. Inhale. Exhale, bow. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down and around. All right, let's get our chair. We want to be behind it so you can be completely squarely behind it. I'm turning it at a little funky angle only so you can see me. You don't need to find this angle. No, just get behind your chair. So what we're going to do is use the support of that to lift up a bent knee, straighten it out. So let's practice just that straighten and bend action for as many as you decide is good. And then you'll go to the other side. A bent knee comes up, we straighten it, we bend it, we work on that. We're going to do 3 rounds. That was 1 round. Now go for it. Do 2 more rounds. You count them out for you. You know how many you can do or want to do. It's just bend and straighten. I just finished round 2. Here we go. I got 1 more to go. Keep breathing while you do it. Don't lose that. Noticing the breath. Excellent. Now we're behind the chair in a way that allows us to step back, to stretch out into that extended forward fold. It's the one that looks like an L shape. And guess what? It's a 90-degree angle. So here I am again, 90 degrees. That's what we're creating. Feel yourself making an imprint with your whole foot, the toes, the ball of the foot, the heels. You want your imprint here to be full foot. Straighten those arms on purpose now. More effort to straighten those arms. Because remember, you're not using the chair to hold you up. This is just a place to prop up our hands so we can stretch the arms. Because you're fully held by the strength of your legs, hips, and buttocks, and back. Let's deepen that breath. Strong, straight arms. Let's start walking toward the chair. You want to end up with a chair nearby so you can have that as a support for the standing leg. We're going to come into tree pose. So when you're ready, you shift all of your weight into the leg that's near the chair. That's going to hold you up. It's the tree trunk. It's the tree's roots. And the sole of your foot rests either on the inside of your ankle or up a bit so it's inside of your calf and shin area. Let's try those 2 as our options. And so you always could have a hand on the chair to help you stay balanced. Or you could play with using your arms to create branches of the tree. And you're going to explore. Now, using a focal point with your eyes, can't beat it. It's the most important balancing tool I think I know. Find something to stare at and let that be a kind of an anchor for you. And while you're in your pose, look for ways your body is teaching you how to find the stability and the strength of a tree in your body. It's going to teach you. Pay attention now. Find the breath. When you decide it's time to come out, do it very mindfully, almost like a ritual, that you're bringing yourself back to the ground, both feet. Any resetting that your body needs or wants, be sure to give it. New size. So we want the support of the chair for our tree's trunk and the roots. And don't let me rush you. So if you're not quite ready, you take your time. Remember, we're rotating the knee so it's out, it's not forward. The knee is rotated out, and the sole of the foot is either at the inside of your ankle or sliding it up a bit. So it's at the inside of your thigh, of your calf and shin. It's never pressing into your knee joint. Never that. Find your drishti, that's your focal point, and see about creating branches of the trees with your arms. Stay with it long enough that you can feel the rhythm of your breath return. You're not panting. You are able to find the fullness of that breath in and out once or twice, maybe even longer. And use the ritual of coming out of the tree. Both feet to the floor. Now I want you to do your jumping, that little jump in any way. I'm going to do the body wave, my new favorite thing. So I want you to kind of squat like you're sitting, and then lift yourself up like you do a wave when you're at a sporting event or at a concert. Lifting up and down. When I drive now, when I take my trip across the state to go visit my kids, this is what I'm doing when I'm inside my car trying to, stretch out. Last wave. And all the way down. L-shaped 90-degree angle. Straight arms, straight legs. Let's have a little more awareness on this one of pulling the belly in right through your navel area. Add that to the menu here. Excellent. Let's start walking toward the chair. Let's take a pause. Just pause. Maybe now we can start with our ritual of preparing for Yoga Nidra. So if you need to, I'm going to make my way to my stool here, but you're going to use your chair. So you have that to set up, or if you move to a recliner or a sofa, do that. Don't hesitate. There's no reason not to take advantage if you've got those kinds of things available to you. I know there's a group of you out there who's going to grab a second chair and let that be their support, their own way of making a recliner. So remember, I think I've shared this. A favorite teacher of mine says, there's no such thing as sort of comfortable. Get comfortable. Take whatever time you need so that you feel comfortable and supported, so you have everything in play to allow yourself to relax. Nothing's going to keep you from relaxing because you took care of it all. You got your needs met. I'm reminding myself of that. I need water. So Yoga Nidra is a guided meditation. So I'm just going to encourage you to tune in to the sound of my voice. I'm going to take myself off the screen. I don't want there to, I don't know, I just don't want that to get in the way. There's no reason for me to be on the screen because you are listening to me and that's all that you need. Settling into a place that's feel very comfortable and supported. And we're not trying to use good posture. We're not even really aware of that. Our awareness is about what feels relaxing, comfortable, tends to my needs. And keeping the outside world at bay for a little bit longer. Our focus is not external, it's very much internal. Start to feel the rhythm of your breath. I encourage you to count it for a little while. Find again, maybe it's a little different, but how long does it take you to inhale? And then can you exhale a little bit longer than that inhale? So it's just a discipline. It's a technique that's used. There's no magic to it, but it's very useful to keep the mind corralled, if you will. We've given it this job to do. It's very useful. So we use that technique, finding out how long it takes our inhale. And when we exhale, we extend it a little bit longer. Now use a mantra with me. Inhale deep, exhale slow. So we're no longer counting. We're instead just using those two words. The full inhale is deep, and the longer exhale is slow. Deep and slow. That's the mantra. And it really describes our breath. It will help. It's like a coach. It's coaching you to breathe in that way. A little bit longer using the mantra, settling in, hopefully to a place of stillness where you're going to invite that you drop into a place where you're no longer interested in moving. You're much more interested in finding stillness in the body. So let the breath take care of itself as you just notice it and follow my voice. I'm resting my feet. I'm resting my feet. My feet are rested. I'm softening my ankles. I'm softening my ankles. My ankles are soft. I'm relaxing my legs. I'm relaxing my legs. My legs are relaxed. I'm softening my hips. I'm softening my hips. My hips are soft. I'm resting my hands. I'm resting my hands. My hands are rested. I'm relaxing my arms. I'm relaxing my arms. My arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my shoulders. I'm relaxing my shoulders. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm softening my belly. I'm softening my belly. My belly is soft. I'm relaxing my chest. I'm relaxing my chest. My chest is relaxed. I'm relaxing my whole back body. I'm relaxing my back. My back is relaxed. I'm releasing tension in my neck. I'm releasing my neck. My neck is released. I'm relaxing my eyes, my nose, and my mouth. I'm relaxing my eyes, my nose, and my mouth. My eyes, my nose, and my mouth are relaxed. I'm softening my cheeks and my chin. I'm softening my cheeks and my chin. My cheeks and my chin are soft. I'm softening my heart and my lungs. I'm softening my heart and my lungs. My heart and my lungs are soft. I'm softening my breath. I'm softening my breath. My breathing is soft. I'm resting my thinking. I'm resting my thinking. My thoughts are resting. I'm relaxing my inner being. I'm relaxing my inner being. My inner being is relaxed. For these next few minutes, I'll let myself deeply relax, resting in a calm, quiet, neutral space. Anything that I need to think about, I can think about after I rest. For now, I'm letting go into rest. My breathing remains soft. My heart and my lungs remain soft. My thoughts are resting. My thoughts are resting. My breathing is soft. My heart and my lungs are soft. My thoughts are resting. I invite you now to bring your palm over your sternum and lay the other palm on top of your hand. So you have palm over palm at the heart center, keeping your eyes closed. We use just a portion of a loving kindness meditation, just a portion. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I be peaceful and happy. May my body be strong and healthy and heal itself over and over. May I take care of myself with ease and joy. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale it with a sigh. Ah, let your arms and hands rest wherever you'd like them to be. Take that deep breath again, inhaling through the nose and letting the exhale sigh its way out of your body. Now, if you've come into a reclined position, I'll invite you to get back to your chair in a way that you can bring your feet to the floor and you're holding yourself in right alignment. If there's, of course, any kind of movement your body needs, that is welcome now to just reset the body. All right, let's sync up our breath one last time. Inhale with me, palms together overhead. Exhale, bow to your heart. Inhale back up. And when we exhale, let's share this beautiful and peaceful energy with our community. Hands come back to the prayer position. We bow to ourselves and we bow to one another. Namaste, my friends. Have a beautiful week.